adults who actually paid attention to her, and we fed her and made sure she was clothed and made sure she was happy. And because of that, she gets very upset if she does something wrong and you tell her off. She gets very upset and it's sort of, I've disappointed you, and she'll cry and I don't want to be in trouble. And she's really remorseful for misbehaving. And because of that, she's always because of that, she's always going to be better behaved. Now, since she's gone back to Mum, her behaviour is not as good as it was when she was with us constantly, but she still remembers enough of it to know what's expected of her. And the same with her brother. Now, I mean, they still fight because they're brother and sister, but don't mess with my sister because I'll you have to answer to me type of thing going on. Actually, it's more the other way round. She'll be, don't mess with my brother or you'll have me to answer to, which is rather amusing. The last time we had them long term before they went back to their mum and dad, I think in one day we had the baby was eating flies when he caught them. The 5-year-old girl would catch flies, kill them, and then chase her older brother around, and he'd run away screaming like a little girl. So it's kind of a fun, awesome dynamic. There we go. Now that I can the arms will hit the floor, so I have to be careful, but that gives me a better leverage to pick things up. So okay. Okay, so we need something else to do, and there are still contracts out there. I guess I'll do the transport mission since we've got the forks. We don't have a trailer, so I went there for the map. Right, pick up at yellow, drop off at red. See red. Oh, gas station. Okay. So yeah, we've had nice kids, we've had bad kids, but I wouldn't worry about having your own kids. If your own kids misbehave and grow up to be terrors, then it's probably down on what you did when they were in their formative years. But if you bring them up right, they will grow up to be good, nice, productive adults. So in our case, it's not our fault the kids are real terrors because they came to us that way. Now, we are still considering about adopting. That's not off the table yet, although my wife and I are getting on in years, and so we kind of set sort of 10 to 12 years old, primarily because it gives you a going for someone who's 16, they're going to be out the house in 2 years, so you hardly get to know them, and you're pretty much a hotel for 2 years and then they're out. Whereas with sort of 10 to 12, 13, maybe 14, they're still going to be around that you can form a relationship with them. But the risk is, because they're older, they've got their own way of doing things, and they're not going to be as reliant on you or as accepting of your house rules, especially not considering that most of them will be coming out of violent homes or neglectful homes and don't trust adults the way a normal kid would. But we'll see how that goes. So, pick that up. Dude, get out of my tractor. You stay away as well. Okay. I believe we're heading off to the... up towards the sawmill. Okay. Let's go forwards. That's always a good plan. Yes, very much so. But if you're going to foster, I think, very young kids as foster kids tend to be easier to cope with than older kids. But as I said, because of the age that I'm at, I kind of don't want to have young kids in the house when I'm retiring. Yeah, that's the time you're supposed to be grandparents, spoiling your kids' children. So, consequently, they asked us to look, if we wanted to adopt these kids, and because we are considering adoption, we kind of said yes. Although, my initial thought was that they're a bit young. 4 and 6. I'm going to be well retired and into my, what is it? Old people's home. By the time the younger one gets to walking down the aisle. So that one's done. That's sewing, that's transport. There's the transport company. So gas station from the shop. Okay. I am 54. No, I'm not. I'm 53. I'm 54 at the end of the year. My birthday's in December, so I do the math and then I have to subtract 1 unless it's the end of December. Well, let's just go. Where am I going? Transport company. So I'm going to the store. And then I'm going to the gas station. No. I am ancient. No pedestrians on the crossing, yay. Go through the second turn, because it's quicker to get to wherever it is I'm going. I think I'm close to being at the point where Bin Pin's the only person in the group that's older than me. Still got about 10 years to go before I'm the old man of the group. I think every online community I've been in, we've had an old man of the group who's just there. I've played more than a few online role-playing games. We've usually had the old man of the group. He's pretty much always online, and he's always got all of the crafting professions maxed out. So, you know, anybody turning up, it'll be a sort of case of, hey dude, can you make me a suit of armor and a weapon and you know, some buffs and all the rest of it. You know, he's just sitting in the guild hall or town or city or whatever, and he's, oh yeah, just a minute, I'll just sign on to my alt and we'll then make whatever it is you need. And then he'll start asking, oh, do you need something else? Do you need this? Do you need that? I can make those too. And he's sort of, no, I just needed the armor and the weapon. Okay, fair enough. Okay. So unfortunately, I'm going to go out this gate. Lift that off the ground a little. There we go. So up to the gas station. I will go back via this route because I don't want to be driving through town with this. So 1243, we've planted, we've seeded. No, we've seeded. We've fertilised everything. We're really kind of running out of stuff to do. We'll run up by field 7, look to see how the oilseed radish is doing. So that'll be an interesting thing to figure out. I should probably fill up the fuel tank while I'm here as well. There's a special demand on for something. Okay, that's done. That's going to pay 1,300, but I would have to borrow everything. I'll give that a thought. But, back up. Oh. Okay, so we'll refuel the tank, and what are we going to look at? Oh, what is the great demand? The great demand is corn. 946, we've got 10,000. Ooh. Now we have to prices of corn. So peak price is about 850. I believe that was more than that, wasn't it? 946. It's time to sell the corn. It is so time to sell the corn. Said this farm started out completely run down. All of the fields were fallow for at least 2 years, so nothing has been planted in any of these 7 fields in the last 2 years, possibly longer. All the fields needed to be ploughed and needed to be limed, so the condition of the fields wasn't great either. We have a ton of stuff in the silo, which, if nothing's been planted for 2 years, begs the question of what sort of condition is it in. But if someone wants to pay us for it, I'm not averse to selling it to them. So we've got that there. Yep. Back up. Around. Some more. I believe the hitch is on the other end, so we'll pull around the back. Because I was planning to hold the corner until we got to the point where it's at its peak price. It's better than peak price right now, so we'll take advantage of that. 10,000. Let's put the lid on. Still think this tip is a little bit big for me. Should probably have got something in the 15 to 16,000 litre category rather than 26,000. I believe the cell point is just on the left there, yep. Right. In the old BGA. Which is closed down and been taken over by the grain dealer. I'm going to return this trailer and get a smaller one, I think. So, this is the old BGA. It still has the one-way system. Oh, mine should be. This is a fairly well apportioned PC. I didn't want to go this way. This I honestly can't remember the specs right now, but yes, I have a 1080. I have I think I have the next graphics card up from the one that Arthur's running, whatever that is. And my wife has one too. We bought a pair the same. I then bought a stereo sound card because I've had this set of speakers since we lived in California, which are really nice, and since the PC I had in California, I have only had a basic sound output from any of the PCs I've owned, which means I could only run the left and right speaker. And it's 5.1 system, or set of speakers. So the sound card I bought does 5.1 and, well, it's actually a 7.1 card, but that's sufficient to run 5.1. Speaker sound. Okay, we'll drop that there. That is way too big for my needs. I can save some money by downgrading. Even now I can save some money by downgrading. So we will sell it for 32. Then we'll run over to the purchase and tippers. Okay, so I think it was that one, 40,000 litres. No, it was that one's 40,000 litres with the silage extension. That's 44. That's 29. That's 27. That's 24. It's 21.5. Okay, let's customize that. That is 13,000 or 21.5. So 13,000 is a little bit smaller than I desire. TB12 is 15.2. That's better. And the 14 is 17,000, which is also not bad. That one has a bar in the middle, which, if you run the convert for bale trailer, you've got these bars in the way. So if we go for that one, it's 15,000 capacity, which is a bit bigger than the 14,000 in the other one. You've got the silage trailer with 24,000. You've got a bale trailer which has no impediments on the side. Take it with a cover. Pattern 1 or pattern 2? I kind of like pattern 1. Okay, that's going to cost me 18,000, so we still made a bit of money out of that. And we shouldn't have so much trouble hauling the trailer around with our tractor. So let's go back to money. So we sold 37, we bought, yeah, we still wasted a little bit of cash, but I'm going to be happier with the smaller trailer. God of Thunder, good evening and welcome. Excuse me while I drive over the curbs. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit better. Ooh. It's got scratches on the back already. Damn. Should have inspected it before I paid them. So the tractor shouldn't have quite so much of a struggle trying to haul this around. Especially considering some of the hills on this map. I'm not going to stick this in the side of the road. So it's already 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I guess we could take that seeding contract. I'm going to have to borrow the equipment. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It'll reduce the amount we get paid. Don't feel like I'm getting pushed around like I was with the other tipper. I kind of felt like I needed a weight on the front just to keep the steering a little bit more true. Okay, that'll do that. Because up until now, I've been using the FarmTech 1600, which is a 14,000 litre trailer. Prior to that, I was using either this one or the Flegel equivalent, which is... the Flegel equivalent. Lost it. Oh, this one. This one works pretty much the same as the Strautmann, but it's got a little bit better capacity. 18,600 instead of about 12. So quite significantly better. But then I started using this one. I used to use the Agroliner a lot in 17, but at 21,000 litres it's kind of big. 14,000 is most of the time adequate, but I'm using the Agroliner on the Agroliner on 2 farms now, so I figured, oops, seriously, I told you to drop, thank you. But so I figured it was time for something a little bit different. But around a similar sort of capacity on a farm like this, you don't need big tippers because you don't produce much. You know, even if I planted every single field with wheat, I probably don't need a 30,000 litre trailer to haul it all in. Plus, while I've upped the horsepower from the previous Oldstream farm playthrough, we had the Massey Ferguson 5700, which had 130 horsepower. This T6 will do 175, so you've got a little bit more capability with our tractors, but it's not that significant. This is just classed as a medium tractor, but barely. So we'll drive to here, around the back, give the dude a call and say you're available to plant his field for him. Stick my tractor in here. So we'll give him a call and say, hey, okay, borrow the items. $6M. In very sad state of repair. So this will take seed and fertilizer. I'm inclined just to take the seed. I should have bought front loader. Should I do fertilizer as well? I'm never going to use fertilizer again. Oh, I don't have to worry about it. Anything that's in it, when I return it, I get paid for. Okay. We'll seriously help him out then. It's probably not gonna... Okay, that's that done.